to commemorate that day. And the other item is a server accessory request. Paula.
We need a new tape drive backup for our server to back up all our information. Cybertron has given me 2 quotes. The first quote is basically what we have right now. It's a tape drive. You put in a new tape every day, and it backs up. You manually do that. The second quote is for a web-based backup, which would automatically be done. We wouldn't have to use any tapes or anything like that. The web-based is cheaper for startup. It's about $1,000 cheaper for startup, but there is a yearly fee plus a monthly fee for using it.
This is not our web page. This is something.
No, it's
different.
just a web-based that would back up. That would
Okay.
automatically back up through the web itself. Like I said, there's a monthly fee and a yearly fee, where with the tape drive backup, there's not. But there is a fee for the tapes every year, which is about $515, and the fee for the web is roughly $800. The only difference with the tape drive, if your tapes go, you have to buy new tapes. Usually it's once a year, but then you have to worry that the tapes actually are working and can actually back up. I think the web-based one would be a better option for us, but like I said, that one does have a yearly fee. It's not that much different if you take into consideration buying new tapes every year.
Mm-hmm. Is this an annual? Is it a contract? Or is it just
It's just, well,
a cost, an annual cost?
It's just an annual subscription.
Okay.
For the web, which is $199, and then it's $50 a month for 250 gigabytes of data.
Is this covered in the nursing home budget?
Well, we have, obviously, the tape drive itself wasn't, because we didn't think we were going to replace it. I do think we can find money in our computer expense line item to purchase this.
So
it's just an option which one you want to go with.
Did anybody else look at that information other than yourself?
John gave this to me,
Okay.
our IT.
Okay.
Gave me these 2 options.
Okay. And Sandy, you agree with that?
I agree with it. I think the issue that I have seen with the tapes themselves, it leaves it open for error as far as changing tapes and what have you. I mean, there's a user error, or don't you agree?
Right, and like
there's
if
prone to.
Right, and if the tapes go, if they don't work for some reason during the night, you're not getting back. With the web-based, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
So who recommended the tape first? So first you had tapes, and now with this.
That's all we had an option when we first got our server, was to have a tape drive. There was no other option at the time. Now we have an option.
And who are we paying if we're going with this?
Well, this would be the web base it's through Barracuda. It's Barracuda Backup Appliance. And then the tape drive, obviously, you're just buying it and purchasing it through Ultron.
And this is not covered by Cybertron?
No.
Because if you read the proposal, we almost covered everything was almost for free.
Read number 2.
I need to get some consult on this.
Anybody want to make a motion to accept the recommendation from the nursing home that we go with the $800 annual?
We currently have no backup.
You currently have no.
Right, the tape drive is gone, so.
Okay.
He is for how long is Cybertron here? And there's no backup?
Not on that particular server. It hasn't been that long, that's why I'm saying we need to do something to get.
I make a motion that we accept the recommendation from the nursing home to use the $800 backup figure. That's your recommendation, correct?
Yes, for the web-based.
Point of order.
That, do I hear a second?
I just have a question. When you talk about web-based as a backup, where is this backup held?
It's through the internet, and I'm assuming this Barracuda company has, it's all.
And your material that you put on this computer that you use, does it have any restrictive information on it in yours?
I mean, I would imagine there's HIPAA, but I'm assuming that, I haven't talked to John about that part, but I'm assuming in the contract, obviously they're a backup company, like any backup, like I have backup on my home computer.
Yeah, but your home computer isn't,
Right, I understand that, but this is a company that deals with,
I think in lieu of, in light of what we have heard this morning, we should be more, we should look into this for at least a day.
Okay.
Check on this.
John should be here today, I think, so.
I think there are questions we have to
Okay,
ask
hearing no
about this.
second to my motion, we will do a little research on the contract
Okay.
and find out, and then we'll vote on it next week.
I have a question, the Barracuda, did you call this company yourself?
No.
And check them
No.
out? And from who are the prices? Is this straight from the company Barracuda?
Well, John gave us a quote, but I'm assuming he's called the company, that's where he got his prices from them. That's, I don't think he does for us.
What other counties doing for backup?
I have not contacted other counties.
Would you do that,
Yep.
find out what backups they have?
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Brown, you had a question.
Well, I was,
Point of order.
well, I was concerned about, this web-based situation. You got HIPAA laws that have to.
I think I just covered
I,
that.
that's what I was saying, that would be, but, if I may ask a question
Go ahead.
prior to them leaving. Where do we stand on, the policy for, as far as, county residents go in the nursing home?
They have we have a card, they're not within our program, they're a open system.
What do you mean?
Yeah, explain yours a little more.
Public,
Well, without a county, someone that lives in county their whole life, and they pay taxes to the county their whole life, and they get to an age where they might need assistance, they would go to the bottom of the list without a county list. I think that there needs to be people, residents and taxpayers of the county should have a separate list, and therefore, if an opening comes up, it would go to a county resident first, then someone from,
Oh, sorry.
I think we're talking about two different
I'm
subjects.
sorry.
oh yes, that's what I asked, if I could ask a question before they left, and
Oh.
you said yes.
Oh, okay.
So that was
No question.
I think
my
that,
question.
I think when we had the social worker in, she explained how that list is put together, how they are selected from that list.
But there's no preferential to a county resident preference, and without that, then what is the benefit to the taxpayers of the county of having a county home? If the county residents don't get there should be a separate list that of county residents. There's a separate list, and they would have preference over someone from California that's never spent 5 minutes in the county.
Well, I think somebody from California would have to have a relative in Carroll County that's paid taxes, maybe all their lives.
That
and
was
therefore-
mentioned, that was mentioned before, but I still would think that if there's between a taxpayer and a relative of a taxpayer, it still should go to the citizen or the taxpayer prior to a relative. And I think there needs to be a policy for county citizens
We'll look into
to get into the nursing home. And that's,
Okay.
we've already discussed this, I think it was at least 2 or 3 months ago.
That's
and-
right.
And we still don't have a policy yet, and without a policy, there's no benefit to having a county nursing home at the expense of the taxpayers of the county.
Okay.
Damien just looked up the Barracuda for me. They are HIPAA compliant, that is what they do.
HIPAA
They do,
compliant?
yes.
Yeah.
So-
Damon, you're right on the ball, thank you.
And the paper what you just gave to me, if I read it, I think it's going through Cybertron. Because it said Cybertron payment terms, he required 50% down payment, and the remaining balance would be due upon delivery and installation.
Because he will purchase the equipment, and then we will pay him for the purchase.
So he's making a profit out of it, I believe, then. That is
We're
what-
gonna research that, so that's been tabled until next week, okay? Anything else? What's that?
we don't have backup right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I don't get it, like, he is here for how long, Cybertron? How do you don't get backup on that?
Our tape.
Is it a brand new server?
No, our server is very old. What the plan was to replace our server next year, and so we would replace the drive at the same time or get a separate backup. Well, the tape drive went, it broke. It's nothing that was expected, it just happened.
How long do you use the tape drive? That is from the beginning, you were always using a tape drive
Yes.
as a backup?
Yes.
And that is not efficient anymore, no more tape drives, that is what you're saying?
I'm saying it would be more efficient to use the other. You don't have to worry about the tapes working. Like every night someone puts a tape in. Well, if for some reason that tape doesn't work or that tape breaks, then you don't get backup.
How long do you have the tapes again, as backup?
What do you mean,
You
how
be
long?
using it in the old nursing home?
Yes,
and you-
yes, that was the only option we had at the time, was to have a tape drive.
So you're saying that it's really important to have something now, because you
Yes.
don't have anything.
Right.
How much,
Well, how much time is it going to take to get this in, even given that we would approve this today?
Well, I would think that, like the Barracuda, it's all web-based. I mean, you could probably call them up and we
I
could
see.
pay them over the phone,
Mhm.
and he could set that up. The tape drive, I'm not sure how long that would take to come in. I don't know if he keeps those in stock or if that's something he'd have to order for
I
us.
see a couple times he ordered some tape drives, I see it.
Right, he's ordered tapes,
Same.
that's what I mean, the tapes go. The tapes only last for so long. The drive itself we've had for a while, but we do replace tapes.
So the drive is still good, you just need it?
No, the drive does not
Oh,
work.
okay. So the drive is not good also?
Correct.
Okay.
I made the motion and it didn't get seconded, do we want to reconsider it?
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Can I, do I hear a motion? I made the first one, somebody else can make it?
I guess we have to, we'll,
I don't know.
Commissioner Kenny?
No, I just still want to make a call and look into this. I find this a little bit strange that suddenly there is nothing.
well, if it broke, it broke.
Broke.
I don't understand that concept. It's broken.
You have, go ahead, do you have any questions?
Mike?
And where the website based, where is that here?
That's the second page.
On
That
the
would be-
second page,
Right, the
okay.
Barracuda backup.
So it is $3,000? Is that what you are?
$2,098 for initial startup.
Yeah.
And
okay.
then we have the
It's
yearly-
almost 3,000.
Right. And the other one's a little over 3,000.
Not almost 3,000, that's almost 2,100.
Again, I'd ask the question, it's in your budget?
This is a Barracuda backup appliance.
It can be covered
Thank
under
you.
our computer expense.
For the total of how much now?
It's
Okay.
2,098 I
Right.
see here.
Yes.
So you need to pay them annual, this is a subscription, and they have a monthly charge.
Correct.
The monthly charge is $600.
No, it's $50 for 12 months. See, the quantity is 12, and then 50, so it's $600.
It's $600 a year.
Yes,
And the subscription,
it's $199.
okay, so these are annual charges what you have. What do you mean by the startup, $12.99?
The what?
It said, I believe that Sandy McKenzie said, a startup fee. Did you say that?
No, I
Startup
didn't talk
fee?
about.
Oh, okay. Did you say that? That you start up with it?
What are you asking?
As here, Barracuda backup, I thought that I heard a startup fee.
Well, the initial fee is the $2,098 to get everything. But then after that, it's the $199 a year plus $50
And then it
a
said
month.
we need to put 50% down for Cybertron. He wants 50% down payment. And when he's going to install and delivery, the other 50%.
Right, because he's gonna purchase all this, so he has to pay them, I would imagine up front.
Yeah, but for
before-
installation, I think we have it in the contract that he's doing all these things.
The balance would be due upon delivery and installation. It doesn't say he's charging us for the installation.
So the total cost of this is 2,000,
$98.
no. that 2,098 includes the 600?
Yes,
Yes, this, yeah.
Okay, and includes the 199?
Right.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Anybody else got
And
any questions?
for how long is this tape? You said this tape is broke, so for how long is this?
I'm not sure exactly what date it broke. I would have to ask John what date it broke, but I know it broke, and that's why he gave us the quotes for the new backup.
Yeah.
Is the first page
Is
something
the second one
else?
the same
The
one?
first stage is for a tape drive.
523.
Oh, okay. And you don't want that anymore, you said?
Right, well, I mean, it's gonna cost just about the same per year, and then we have to worry about replacing tapes and tapes breaking.
No, it's 6, 8, 13.
Question, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Dobson.
Did Paula say it was only 250 gigabytes of storage a year?
A month,
A month?
right,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Paula,
Is that enough to handle enough capacity for you for a month?
Yes, for that server for right now, yes.
What do you mean for right now?
Well, I mean, if we get more programs or newer programs, I mean, it might increase.
And what happens to the $250, 250 gigabytes a month if you increase your requirement does,
Then the monthly fee would go
The
up.
price
then the
will go
monthly
up.
fee
Right.
goes up,
Right.
but you can get the capacity.
Right, yes.
Thank you.
Paula, the question I'd have is, the contract is dated 5/23,
Mhm.
and it's now 6/13.
I don't know if they met last week. When did we get?
I received this the end of the week.
The end of the week.
You-
Because I
you-
think,
Or
yeah.
you discussed it with me at
Right,
the end of
because
the
John
week.
had asked me last week if we got these, and I said no, because he said Tracy had tried to send them to us, and I said I didn't get them. Abby resent them to me. I have the email from Abby, I didn't print out the email.
The
but
question is,
what
does that
date she
mean
sent
that
it,
it's
but
been
was-
broken since the 23rd?
Question that Commissioner Solomon has, was it broken since the 23rd?
I would say yes. I don't, like I said, I don't know the exact date it
We
broke.
can wait a
Okay.
week.
Okay. What's that?
Or we can wait a week. Check into it.
And you got, when did you get his paperwork again?
This email we got last week, the end of last week.
I think the feeling of the board is that we want to wait a week and look into it a little bit deeper, okay? All right.
Bob Murray is giving Commander Larry Ayers a tour, so he may be late.
What
Okay.
did he say? I didn't
But
get
he's, Mr. Murray is giving Commander Ayers a tour of the old nursing home, so he may be a little bit late.
Okay.
Okay.
We have some time. I have something I'd like to say.
You got a report? or-
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Inasmuch as we have some time before the next person comes in, as many of you are aware, some time ago, sometime last year, a question came up about a dialysis center for Carroll County. And after much ado, the commission was able to work with the CEO of the Memorial Hospital to get the Memorial Hospital had to be involved in as much as they needed a nephrologist in the county. We do not have a nephrologist in the county. That's a doctor who deals with kidneys. So, having done that, the firm of Fresenius, F-R-E-S-E-N-I-U-S, I can never pronounce that name, decided that they would come in and build a center here in Carroll County. It had to be someplace that had, some community that had city town water. The only two available were Ossipee and Conway. The company sent out representatives, and they decided on a property in Conway. I stopped by, I watched that company proceed, and I stopped by day before yesterday to, I noticed that the trucks and the housing for the project manager was gone, so I figured they must be working. I had stopped by once before, and he said that the Fresnius was coming in to fill it, to do the rest of the work. I stopped in there, and I spoke with a man named Robert. He's the biomed technician there. And they're in the process of getting everything settled in and working. They're working on the water treatment system. That's the biggest item that they have in a dialysis center. There are 6 treatment stations and 1 isolation unit. They're hoping, they're anticipating that much of, or several of the people who would necessarily need dialysis could be doing it from home, so they're going to also be working on home dialysis. They're estimating at this point in time that the whole unit will open up sometime around August 1st. There will be some jobs created with this particular dialysis center. There is a clinic manager. That person has been hired, coming from, that clinic manager is coming in from Berlin. But there will be a staff of 4 giving direct care. A paid social worker, a dietitian, and a biomedical technician. So all of this will come about and will be open and ready, hopefully in August at some point in time. The address for the dialysis center, it's on Route 16, across from the shopping center, Surefire Shopping Center, and a little bit up from there, you will see a community medical facility, Mount, I think it's called Mount Washington Medical Facility, but it's right at Mount Washington Valley, and it's right. It's part of it's not part of the community, but there's a housing development off on the right side of as you're going north, and you go into the housing development and take a left, and it's right there in the front. You will actually see it. There's a Allen Wayside Furniture is right next door to it. So I was very happy to see that they're coming along, and they will actually be opening soon, and that will help the people of this community, of all communities in Carroll County, so that they no longer have to go to Rochester or Lebanon, no, it was Lancaster, or what, excuse me? This is a private organization. They chose that.
Because I'm thinking summertime going up there, that's not a good move.
On the other hand, it's not, it was not a decision, but it was a decision. Apparently, I remember that we needed to have a doctor involved, and Huggins Hospital person who came did not buy into this at all. And that's, I guess, was why it didn't get to Ossipee.
Okay. Do you have anything to report?
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to think of the student that graduated from the...
Michael.
Can't think of it.
Medina.
Medina, right. On Friday, the 8th of June, there was a graduation of the Academy for Correctional Officers that was held in Concord. There were, I believe, either 8 or 10, I guess there were 10.
10.
Officers from different counties throughout the state that participated in this 4-week program for certifying officers at the House of Correction. Every year they have a vote that's taken by the instructors, and I want to say they're in the teens, the number of instructors that they have. And it's also a vote taken by the attendees as to who should be the top student in the class. I'd like to report that Mike Medina from our House of Corrections was top in the class and received a special recognition for that. We've only had 2 that I'm aware of. One was 2 years ago, and that was with an officer named Newland, who is still with us. But he was selected as top in the class, which both Commissioner Solomon and I attended that particular graduation. Inmate Justice, I'm calling it Inmate Justice Program, which was held yesterday, which included a judge, public defenders, county attorneys, 2 people from the public, Janice Crawford from Mount Washington Valley Chamber of Commerce, Steve Morrill from Homegrown Lumber. I'm trying to think of others that were there. Anyway, it's in regards to what happens to inmates when they leave our facility, whether they are in a position to apply for a job, what jobs out there are available, and so forth. We will have a press release that will come out. Jason Johnson is responsible for that committee. I just attended it. And I think this is the second meeting that they've had. They're making progress. The next meeting, they requested that we have delegate representatives from the county delegation attend because there's money involved, and they would like to have delegation members, as many as possible, attend the meeting so that they get to know what the problems are and why aren't they funding some of these programs. And they're also going to have at the next meeting somebody coming up from Stratford County to explain what they're doing down there. So it looks like it's moving forward. Everybody seems to be pleased with what's happening. Another item I'd like to ask Commissioner Kenny. My understanding is that you called the New Hampshire Association of Counties Executive Director to see if what I had said back several months ago, that my expenses were being paid fully to attend the Washington, D.C. meeting and the Santa Fe meeting. As a result of your phone call, what did you find out?
I asked if the NACO administration fee was covered, and she said it was not fully covered. That you get $4,000 a year, and board members get also some money a year, and everything over that is personal expense. And I just want to know, you charge the county credit card $500. Did you already reimburse the county?
No, it hasn't been reimbursed yet.
And I see not too long ago you put again $400 for the NACO registration on the county credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if you put every dime expense, when are we getting the money back and how much are we getting back? So she said you don't get everything back, it's partially reimbursed.
I get up to $4,000.
And
Go ahead.
talking to NACO, because I want to attend one, I asked them if I can use my personal credit card. They say they accept all personal credit cards. And you said the other day at a meeting, they didn't accept your personal credit card.